Look, I get it. Arm day every day. Don't even worry about your calves. You can wear some yoga pants. Nobody will ever know, but you'll know. Don't be like the God of Thunder with a big upper body and then chicken legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly over to your house, come down to that basement you're hiding in, rip off your arms and shove them up your butt!
All jokes aside, let's get into the common mistakes that people make when they work out their calves after this intro.
If I've learned anything about any goals you may have, it's that this isn't something you do every now and then or when you feel like it. This is an engaged lifestyle.
Before we get into the common mistakes that people make when working out their calves, we first need to understand how they work. And make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'm going to give you a couple tips to help you grow your calves faster. If you're working out your calves with your knees straight, you're targeting more of the gastrocnemius, which is the upper portion of the calf and is going to give you more definition. But if you're working out your calves with your knees bent at a 90-degree angle, you're targeting more of the soleus. This muscle is located under the gastrocnemius, and working it out will give your calves more volume. So now that we know how the calves work, let's get into the first mistake that people make when working out their calves, which is bouncing up and down. When you're working out your calves, you want to make sure you're doing so in a controlled manner and getting a full contraction of the calf while holding it for a minimum of 1 second. Typically, people are bouncing up and down due to two main reasons. Either the weight is too heavy or they're just trying to put in a bunch of volume. Neither of these are the best approach to growing your calves. Now that we know we need to exercise these muscles in a controlled manner, the next mistake that we're going to be going over is not performing the eccentric motion. In order to perform this properly, you want to find an elevated surface to put your feet on in order to go all the way down and hold the negative for a minimum of 1 second. An example of this would be to get on a leg press to do your calf raises or a hack squat. But I understand that not everybody will have access to this or will want to do a different exercise such as standing calf raises. And if this is the case, you can find a couple of plates to stand on in order to include the eccentric motion in your exercise. The next mistake we're going to be going over is performing the exercise too heavy or too light. Now, we went over earlier how you can perform the exercise too heavy. It can make you bounce up and down. You will not get full contraction of the calf. But we didn't go over working out with too light of weight. If you're performing the exercise too light, you're not going to get full contraction of your eccentric. The best approach when selecting your weight, you want to find a weight that you can only perform the amount of reps that you have set to do. For instance, if I'm doing 6 reps, I want to find a weight that I can only perform 6 reps on in a controlled motion. That being said, do not only focus on doing them 6 reps. If you have 1 or 2 more in you, do them 1 or 2 more reps to include in there as well. You don't want to just stop just because you did your full reps. On the other hand, if you're only able to do 4 when you're supposed to do 6, give yourself a couple seconds break and then do those 2 that you didn't finish, as well as 1 to 2 punishment reps, just to punish yourself for not finishing. Over time, this is going to push you to finish your reps in order to prevent you from doing any punishment reps and is a great way to push past failure. The next mistake we're going to be going over is not working out your soleus. Many people only work out their gastroc because they think there's only one muscle in your calf, which is not the case. We went over this earlier. If you do your exercise with your knee bent at a 90-degree angle, you will work out the soleus. An example workout you can include is sitting on a bench with your knees bent at a 90-degree angle with a couple of plates underneath your feet in order to include the eccentric motion with the workout. But most gyms nowadays have the seated calf machine that you can use, which will be a lot more comfortable because it has padding to put on your knees, as well as a place to put plates on to increase the weight. The final mistake we're going to be going over is not working out your calves enough. Many people will only work out their calves maybe once a week and then their upper body 2 to 3 times a week. You want to treat your calves just like you would any other muscle in your body. And too often than not, many people are going to tell you to do more volume with your calves than your other muscles. This is usually due to performing the exercise improperly and to quote unquote feel the burn, but is not necessarily the case. You don't want to keep blaming this on genetics, so make sure that you are avoiding these mistakes when you're working out your calves. Now that we went over the common mistakes that people make when working out their calves, I'm going to give you a couple tips to help you grow your calves faster. The first tip we're going to be going over is instead of doing the exercise with a 1 second hold on the contraction in the negative, try holding it for a minimum of 4 seconds. This is going to give you a better contraction of the calf and will help grow your calves faster. The first thing to note though you are going to need to lower the weight because it's going to make the exercise more difficult. Then on your last rep, hold the contraction for as long as you can and then take a short break before you perform your next set. The next tip to grow your calves faster is to do them as drop sets. But let me explain how to do this properly. Let's say today is your heavy day and you are doing 5 sets of 6. Well, instead you will add one more set. So you will be doing 6 sets of 6 instead. You want to find a weight that you can only perform the 6 reps on. But as I said earlier, don't focus on only the number. Make sure you pump out those 1 or 2 more if you have it in you. Once you finish that first set, you're going to drop your weight anywhere between 5 to 20 pounds. But you want it to be heavy enough for your next set to only perform the 6 reps you're supposed to do again. You then proceed to do your next set without any rest. Continue doing this throughout all of your sets until you finish. And I'm telling you right now, if you include both of these tips together, your calves will be on fire like they've never been on fire before. And if you've made it this far, I'm also an online personal trainer and nutritional coach. You can click the link in the description down below. I do offer a free 45-minute consultation just to make sure that the program is a good fit for you. And I make sure that each of my programs are customized 100% to your goals and your needs. Just check out the website if you're interested, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.